Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Happy and welcome back to Clash Royale. So I decided to create a free-to-play account where we play everything from the beginning. And I actually already recorded 2 episodes, but I failed a little because those 2 videos did not turn out how I wanted them to be. I did not explain anything, and I think that in the beginning of those free-to-play Let's Play series, I should explain a lot, because if there are gonna be any people watching that do not know how to play the game, those tips are gonna be just helpful. And I just want to say everything what I didn't find on YouTube when I started the game. So I just want to say all the tips what I learned that I didn't get and I didn't find on YouTube when I was playing the game, when I was just starting to play the game. And yeah, and I do not want to start to play everything from the beginning because we have already almost 700 cups, and it's actually really easy to play because we are on a huge win streak. We almost did not lose because we have only 1 draw over here, and we have 1 loss on our 3rd battle because I was just feeling too cocky and this guy actually knew how to play, so I failed here, my bad, but that's okay. So, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you 2 replays against level 5 and against level 4, and I'm gonna explain every single move they made, what they did bad, and how you should do, how you should play, and maybe that is gonna help. But before we do that, let's open up our shop. What we have in the shop, we have Valkyrie and the Prince. And what you want to do is, I think, to buy for 3 cards and less in the beginning. Actually, I do not buy 3, I buy always a lot more in my main account. I buy like 10 rares, because if you are gonna count, I think it's not actually, I didn't even want to say that in this episode, but I think it's actually a great tip, because if you are gonna count like Giant's chests from like Arena 9, and you get like a bunch of cards, like I guess over 300 cards or something like that, and if you split everything there and count, so if you split the gems, if you count the gems and etc, I did the math, so it's like you can buy actually 14 rare cards from the shop, and it's gonna cost like 1 giant chest. I'll make a separate video explaining all about giant chests and buying rares and commons, because here I just failed. Lol. Okay, so I hope you understood something, because I do not know. So we are actually gonna buy a few Valkyries. Let's buy 3 Valks because our account doesn't have a lot of gold, and maybe we are gonna spend our gems on gold. We are gonna upgrade a Valkyrie later because I do not want to get her to level 2. It's gonna be easier to play, but I do not want to play with high level cards in lower arenas. I do not want to get to level 3 or to level 4 and stay in this bone pit. So let's open up our shop, and what you want to do is just buy the cards here and there because they're not that expensive. Actually, I'm just gonna buy 10 commons because whatever, we just upgraded our bomber, and I spent too much because I think I'm used to playing on my higher level account. But we are gonna spend all the gems for gold, so it's okay. That's what we're gonna do. And yeah, we're not gonna upgrade anything. Let's just open up our chest. I know it's taking way too much, but yeah, whatever. We have the bomber now, our 2 free chests. We are not gonna play with our epic cards because we have 1 epic card. This is Prince, and it's the best epic card in the lower arenas, I guess. Maybe the wish now. Oh, and we got our 3 minions. We are not gonna use them now. Maybe we're gonna use them later, but we are just playing with the simplest deck, like with the giant and with the Valkyrie. We are gonna explain everything later, why those cards, why not other cards. But I think this deck is just really great and perfect because everyone has those cards when they start out the game. And yeah, so let's jump into those first 2 replays, and I'm gonna explain more. So as we see, this guy is level 5 and we are just level 2, so we are like underdog here, but it's just everything is easy peasy lemon squeezy. So in the beginning of the game, he's throwing the goblin barrel, and we do not have any arrows to counter the goblin barrel, because in lower arenas you want to counter goblin barrel with arrows, and I did not have arrows. So I placed my goblins, and his goblins did some damage. They did like 500 damage or so, and you do not want to play as this guy played, because he spent 5 elixir card, his bomb tower, and he placed it over here for no reason. I have no idea why he did that, because you usually want to place your bomb tower in the middle of the map. You do not want to place it there, and he's just wasted his elixir because he threw his goblin barrel when he did not have 10 elixir, and now, yeah, it's just really easy peasy lemon squeezy. I think you know what I mean. And I already said good game, well played, because I know I'm gonna win this match, because when someone plays the bomb tower like that, you know they do not know how to play. So what I wanted to do here, and what I did, and let's just talk about the giant and etc. So in those lower arenas, the most offensive and the best offensive card is giant. So play with giant because it's the best card in lower arenas, and even in higher arenas, giant is now really strong. So And you want to place your giant always in the back of your tower, because when the giant gets to the bridge, you're always going to have some elixir to couple your giant with range troops or with splash troops, something like the musketeer or the bomber or the spear goblins. That's why you want to place your giant at the back, because you're gonna have 5 elixir to defend whatever he is gonna throw at you, and after you defend, you're still gonna have some elixir because the giant is really slow, so you will be able to couple him with any other card. I know for those who play the game, I know it's just simple basic, but when I started the game, it was kind of hard and not really obvious, and yeah, I hope it's gonna help out. So, and he plays the baby dragon and a failed heal, because really great and hard counter to baby dragon is the musketeer. So if you do not have the musketeer, play with the musketeer in the beginning of the game, because musketeer is really great. So what I wanted to do is to place my musketeer on this tile, because like that I would have killed baby dragon, which costs 4 elixir. I would have spent my 4 elixir card to kill the baby dragon, and like that my musketeer would have coupled with my giant, and that would have been a huge positive elixir trade. But I accidentally placed my musketeer on this tile, and like that musketeer is gonna go to the left, not to the right with the giant. So I failed here. I wasted just 4 elixir when I just could have gotten 4 elixir lead, but that's just how it is. And he placed the skeleton army, and I used my Valkyrie to destroy skeleton army, because Valkyrie is a really great counter to that. But maybe I just should have used my bomber, but if I placed my bomber, he would have fireballed him, so yeah. And Valkyrie is a really great tank, so you always want to use a tank in front, like Valkyrie or something. And I sent in my spear goblins because they do a lot of damage. So, and over here, I actually failed, because this guy, I have no idea why he threw his goblin barrel on our main tower, and I fireballed, and I wanted to fireball his goblin barrel so that he would not deal another 500 damage on our tower. So I just fireballed another tower, and I was like, wow. And you never want to use any spells, any troops, anything on the main tower, because as we see, the king now has his cannon, and it's really bad because the cannon is going to be shooting, other towers are going to be shooting, and it's almost a guaranteed loss for him. So you never want to use anything on the main tower, and I have no idea, maybe he's just trolling or something, but I have no idea. So yeah, now we are waiting. I'm laughing, but yeah. So now we are waiting for our elixir to build up, and I am going to place my giant in the back. And as you see, you do not want to do as this guy did, because he's wasting his elixir, and we had like what, 1.5 elixir loss. We were in 1.5 elixir disadvantage, almost into elixir disadvantage, and he just gave us the opportunity to build up and be on the same level as him. You'd never want to wait any cards, you just want to place the card. And you should have Mini P.E.K.K.A in your deck when you start out playing the game, because Mini P.E.K.K.A is a really hard counter to giant. And yeah, because I have no idea how else you're gonna counter the giant when you don't have the cannon or something like that. I would not recommend using the bomb tower to counter the giant, because whatever. And yeah, as we see, this time I placed my musketeer pretty well, and I'm gonna use my bomber to destroy this skeleton army. So as I say, this deck is really great in the beginning of the game, because no one has different cards than that. Maybe when we get higher, when we get like to Becca's Playhouse or something like that, we are going to change up the deck. But yeah, again, I did not have any other cards, so I used my goblins to clean up, and we soaked in like 400 damage, and that sucked. But we took out his 2 towers because we placed our bomber, and our giant is tanking and everything. So we are just now spamming the troops. Not really spamming the troops, but yeah. We are just going to wreck this guy. And yeah, you do not want to do as this guy did, because as you see, he is in a lot of trouble, and he just fireballed the tower, and now he threw this and that. I think maybe he just wants to get a 1 crown or something like that, but you never want to just use spells on any towers unless you know that you're gonna take the tower. But yeah, so I would have taken his tower, but he just started going really defensive, and I could not take his crown tower, so it wasn't like 3-0 crown win, but yeah, whatever. And I just laughed, and I think I BM'd him, but I guess no one knows in lower arenas what is BM. So I think I did not do anything bad. So let's hop in another replay. I know I'm explaining a lot, I'm speaking a lot, but I mean, it's just gonna be for 1 episode, because I'm not gonna show any replays, I think, later on, unless I found something really like spectacular or something like that. I just want to show for those who do not know how to play the game, like just really simple basic tips of how to start the game and like get higher. So now we're facing level 4 guy, And he's using the prince, and I just wanted to show how to counter the prince. But yeah, and he said thanks. I have no idea why. So I think I sent in the cry face because it annoyed me. He said thanks. I have no idea why, because maybe he saw that I'm level 2 and he thought he was gonna win. And he's wasting his elixir again because I'm an elixir lead, and we are gonna use our Valkyrie to destroy the skeleton army, because like I said, Valkyrie is a really great hard counter, and he used his mini P.E.K.K.A. and Valkyrie is not gonna be able, because my Valkyrie is only level 1 and he has level 3 mini P.E.K.K.A. and Valkyrie is just not gonna be able to take out mini P.E.K.K.A. So what you want to do is place something small in front, like goblins or spear goblins. Like in my case, I wanted to place my goblins in front of the mini P.E.K.K.A. so that mini P.E.K.K.A. would have aggroed on my spear goblins, and at the same time our Valkyrie is gonna be dealing damage on that mini P.E.K.K.A. and like that we're gonna counter the mini P.E.K.K.A. for only 2 elixir cards, for like 2 elixir spear goblins, because if we leave our Valkyrie alone here, the mini P.E.K.K.A. is just gonna shred the Valkyrie and the mini P.E.K.K.A. is just gonna get some free shots. So as you see, I placed my goblins just in time, and mini P.E.K.K.A. aggroed on goblins. And even now, you see mini P.E.K.K.A. still stayed alive, and it destroyed my Valkyrie, and I placed my Musketeer. Maybe a little bit too close, but Musketeer is gonna die anyway, so I used my Musketeer to destroy the baby dragon, and I coupled my Giant with ranged damage dealers like spear goblins, and like that spear goblins are dealing a lot of damage to the tower. And yeah, I said thanks because I have no idea why, maybe because he uses sprints or something like that. You see, we almost took his tower, and here I made a big mistake because I should have put in my mini P.E.K.K.A. a lot closer, but I have no idea why I placed her in the back of the tower. I think I failed here, and I got afraid because Prince costs 5 and mini P.E.K.K.A. costs 4, so it would have been a positive elixir trade, but actually I failed a lot, and I placed my bomber here in front so that I would not take full Prince's charge, because he takes like what, 300 or even more damage at level 1. I have no idea, so I did not want to soak in that damage in my tower. So you always want to place something in front of the Prince, and you usually want to use your goblins or spear goblins, but we use them on the mini P.E.K.K.A. and we use our spear goblins to destroy, to wreck that tower, to couple our Giant with spear goblins. So I did not have any of those low troop cards, because you always want to place those low troop cards in the middle of the map, and like that spear and like that Prince takes a lot more time to destroy them, and both towers are shooting at him, and etc and etc. But I did not have those cards, so I threw my bomber to soak in the damage, and mini P.E.K.K.A. is gonna deal the damage, and like that we are gonna destroy the Prince, and that's how you counter the Prince. I hope for those who did not know, now you know. But here I failed because I spent 7 elixir on only 5 elixir card, but it's still better than soak in like 500 or 300 damage. And goblins really deal a lot of damage even to his level 3 Giants. So as you see, Giant got only a couple of shots, and our 2 elixir cards destroy that. And again, I have no idea why everyone is keep placing those bomb towers here like that in front. It's really bad, and I said thanks. Again, I have no idea why. I fireballed because I did not want to use my Valkyrie or something like that on those skeleton armies. And I think maybe we can change our fireball to our arrows, because arrows are actually better. Like that, you see, I used my mini P.E.K.K.A. I used the spear goblins to counter the mini P.E.K.K.A. I placed them in the middle of the map, and like that, mini P.E.K.K.A. takes. Mini P.E.K.K.A. goes to the middle, and both towers are shooting mini P.E.K.K.A. or at least one tower, and the goblins are shooting that, and whatever, and etc and etc. So like that, again, we are going to use our Musketeer to counter the baby dragon, and like that we have our Giant and the Musketeer in the back. And like that, as you see, this is a really great combo, because we have the Giant and the Musketeer in the back, and then we have the bomber to clean up everything what he's going to place next to Musketeer. And now we send in the Valkyrie just to clean up everything, just in case. And you do not want to do it as this guy did, because because we have like what, 5, 9, 13, 16 elixir push, and he spends like 10 elixir on the push to take out our tower. You want to go and look after this push, because we are just gonna 3-crown him. And I did not spend a lot of elixir to defend. Actually, I did, but yeah, because as you see, we defended the Prince with low elixir cards and whatever. And what is happening there in the upper side, we are just literally spamming the troops, sending the Musketeers and everything. So we took his tower, and that's how you win. I guess you learned something. I hope you learned something, and that is actually maybe gonna help for you. But yeah, I think now we're gonna do one more live match, and I did not set to open our chests. And actually, I do not want to open a lot of chests, because you get like because there is a chest cycle for those who don't know, and on 18th chest or on 14th or 16th, I have no idea, there is a magical chest, and I do not want to get a magical chest in Bone Pit. I would rather get a magical chest when we are like in Becca's Playhouse, or at least in Barbarian Bowl, whatever. So yeah, let's hop in one live match, I guess. But actually, this was a pretty long video. It was like almost 20-minute video, and I do not think that we should go and make a live match. I think from now on, we are just gonna do the live matches, and there is no point to go and start a live match because I explained actually everything in those 2 matches, so there is no need to start the live match and explain something else. We are gonna start playing live matches in the next episode, so I guess that's pretty much it. I hope you learned something new if you wanted to learn, and from now on, we are just gonna play, have fun, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching this video, really appreciate it. If you liked it, just hit the like button. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. So bye-bye. Bye-bye.